My name is Zac Dingee. I run a solar sales company that does over $100 million a year. And today I want to talk about how to incentivize people properly. Incentivization is more like an art than anything else. You kind of need to have some experience in the funnel and some things to happen first before you know how to incentivize and change incentivization structures. And I think everyone at some point in their career, or whether you're leading the company or you're on the other receiving end of it, is that the compensation structure gets changed on you and it either leads to better output or worse output. It's very binary when it comes to incentivization structure. It either leads to people going out and working harder or people going out and working less. And so that's a big deal. And if you don't do it correctly, you can de-incentivize top reps or certain people, and that's not what you want to do. So I want to give you 7 different things today that are going to help you incentivize better, so that you can incentivize your employees, your reps, whoever it is in your company, to work harder, do more work, and also get paid more. First thing, rookies or people that are new, I incentivize them based on effort. And then veterans, people who have been here for a while or are considered to be a pro or whatever your name for it is, we could consider them solar pros. I incentivize off of results. If I have a brand new rep and it's their first week or first month or first 2 months, they're probably not going to be able to get the same results as obviously veterans. So if you set their results up where like a veteran gets incentivized if they have 6 installs in a specific quarter, or let's just say a veteran for your company may get incentivized if they have 20 sales in a month. Well, 99 out of 100 rookies are never going to hit that. So you can say, well, yeah, they don't deserve it. They're not working that hard yet. Yes, but you're not going to incentivize them to get the best behavior. For rookies, if I say, okay, you may not have to get 20 sales this month, but if you make 1,000 cold calls and you put in the effort, I can see that eventually you'll probably do 20 because you put this effort in. I'll incentivize you for that. So for our company, we give you an incentive on effort in the beginning. And then later on, when you get better, now it's all about results. And do not flip-flop these. It is not a good thing to give an incentivization structure to a veteran for effort. It needs to be on results, and then same thing vice versa. Rookies should not get things for results. They should only get things for efforts. So this is kind of a general rule that I try to follow, and I think it works really, really well. Because if you have rookies that really step up and hit a goal, that's more of the input and the effort, then you'll be able to see if they're going to be successful or not later. And then for veterans, it's about output and results. And obviously that's going to help them work harder. Second point is prizes, not money. So it's funny, we're talking about this and I feel a little bit like an imposter because last quarter I said the best way to incentivize our reps is with money, and we're doing a money prize this quarter. But for 17 out of the last 18 quarters, they have not been like that. So I try to do prizes or experiences, not money, for incentives. So we have our own bonus structures and all of that. Every quarter, we do some kind of incentive where we're either going to take a trip here, you're going to win this watch, or win this kind of a prize that actually means something. It's something that they may not have bought on their own. So we've given out Rolexes, we've given out Tag Heuer watches, Omega watches. We've been to Costa Rica, Lake Tahoe, Lake George, Miami. We've been all over the place. And that is because it builds a team to, like when 15 people go there, they get to all hang out and have fun together and enjoy each other's company and start to really grow a relationship. But also it's just something memorable. Giving something a paycheck shows that you really don't care. You know, it's like when you get a gift from somebody, when they give you $200, yes, is it nice? You got $200 richer? That's great. But if they go and they do a huge sentimental thing where they make something for you or they get you something that they know you really wanted and you loved, and that feels way more special. And I enjoy that and like that way more than just getting bills handed to me. So that's what I try to do for incentives too, is I want to give prizes or experiences, not just money, a paycheck. Winner takes most. What does that mean? That means the top reps should probably make more than the managers in most of the cases. The top reps should be very, very, very well paid. We have a saying in our company, which is like, we hate recruiting so much and it's such a pain in the neck to find good people. When I find someone, I want to pay them so good that they never leave me. So the saying is, I want to overpay so you never leave. Like, I want you to feel so welcomed here and so appreciated here that you never want to leave because you're overpaid and we value you so much. Because hiring sucks, and finding new people and training new people sucks and is a huge problem in most businesses. Major bottleneck. So winner takes most, meaning if you're in the top 10% of the company, you should be making phenomenal money compared to the bottom 20% or 30% or 40% of the company. Even like if you got 100 people in the company, the top 5 should be making almost double the number 20 or number 25 person on their list. Even if they're in the top 50%, that top 5% should be exclusive with a lot of money, which I can kind of explain how to do that in a second, how to make that happen and work. But overall, winner takes most. Top reps should be making amazing money because they deserve it the most and you want to pay them the most. And I know that sounds simple and easy, but like you'll see guys where the numbers, you have 50 reps in the company and the number 7 guy makes 250 grand a year. The number 1 guy makes 300 grand a year, and the number 12 guy makes $220,000 a year. So they're all within like 10%. That's not how it should be. Number 1 should be the top 5 should be making 30, 40, 50, 60% more. So winner takes most. That's what I call it. That's what I title it as. Next part is 3 tiers. I love 3-tiered systems. I've talked about this so many times with my team, my managers, and on video. 3-tiered incentive structures are the best way to get people to actually do something. Having no tiers is obviously a bad thing. Having 1, very, very binary, you either hit it or you don't. Having 2 is okay, but having 3 I think is the best. The reason why I like that is just like most things, you have small, medium, and large. And that is just kind of how we are as humans. I guess I don't have the exact reasoning or definition or can't explain perfectly why it works so well. But if you think about it, that's how a lot of things are. They're 3-tiered systems. So small, I want to give some kind of small bonus for someone who goes out and does well, but isn't really too crazy. But like, you know, in our company, you get a bonus when you do 6 installs, right? So someone who does 6 installs is probably not working crazy hard, but they've done a good job. This is like the standard. This is what they should be doing. So you get a small bonus, right? Every quarter for doing 6 installs. For medium, this is 9 installs. Now this person's worked a little bit harder. They are probably above average. There's someone who's going out and working their tail off, and they get a bonus for that as well. Then you have large. This person is 15 installs. This is only, if you count every quarter of the year, all 4 quarters, there's probably only 5 people in the entire company, maybe 7, that hit this every single quarter of the entire year. This is 15 installs. This is hard. This is for the top percentage, right? And this is a lot of money. Like again, to make my point up here, the difference between this, let's just say is on average, these checks are $5,000 a quarter. And the difference between this on average, and the average paycheck for someone who does 15 installs a quarter is like $50K. So it's 10 times the amount is the difference between small and large. Again, because the winner takes most. These people should be paid extremely well. And so this guy makes $5,000 for a bonus. This guy makes 50. Okay? 3-tiered systems. If you do not have a 3-tiered compensation structure or incentive or bonus structure, you need to do it because it works perfectly. No cap. What do I mean by no cap? You should not cap the money somebody can make. Very, very common where they have, I shouldn't say very common, but it's decently common where you have a cap. Well, you can only make up to X amount of money on a deal, or you can only make up to X amount of money in a bonus, and after that, it caps off. I do not think that is a good idea. I think you're limiting people. I think you should set the bar high enough where it makes so much financial sense for you, the company or the business owner or the sales leader, that if they hit that, you're very willing to pay it out. So it should be fair enough where it's so high that only 1, 2, 3 people are going to hit that number. So I do not like to have cap on commissions, on bonuses, on anything. So commissions, no. Bonuses, no. I don't want to have any cap on anything like that. I want it to be max as much as you can. Number 6, the negative. Just as you have to have things that are good, you have to have things that are bad. Wogdar, in his book, Unreasonable Hospitality, he wrote the 3 C's. Number 1, compliment. That's the positive that we talked about, the paychecks. Number 2 is criticize. And those 2 create the 3rd C, which is culture. So you have to have compliments, you have to have positives, bonus structures, and then you have to have punishments. Things you do where if they don't hit a number, they lose X. Or if they don't hit a number, they have to go jump in the river in the freezing cold. Like, we do stuff like that all the time. Now, we're able to do that because it's 1099, and if you tell an employee to jump in the river, that may not go good with HR. But for us, we can do it, right? You have to have some kind of negative, some kind of punishment, which gets people to not want to do it. It could be simple. Something that we just brought back, which we used to do for a while and we stopped, was every Monday on our slide call, on our slide deck, on the screen, we have what we call a goose egg, which is a little egg, and then anybody's name who has 0 sales for that month is on that goose egg until they get a sale. And so we show it on the slide every Monday, so it's kind of embarrassing. That's something that it's a punishment, it's a negative, it gets you to not want to be on that list, right? And the last thing, which I'm going to call this a pro tip, I'm not even going to count this one. Pro tip here, family buy-in. Okay, what does that mean? So important. I'm going to circle it. That's how important it is. Family buy-in. How do I create an incentive or something where I can get the spouse to come, the significant other, their kids to come? Something that the wife, when a rep goes out and works 60 hours a week, and the wife yells at him every week because she's like, why are you working so hard for this company? They don't even care. Or you need to be home with me and the kids. Valid. However, if I can get the family bought in, then I got them forever. You know, then they don't ever want to leave because they can see how much we care. And nobody cares how much you know until they know how much you care. We just took our end of the year trip to Costa Rica. On that Costa Rica trip, we allowed +1s and kids to come. So now we have everybody there. The wives get to experience and talk to other people in the company. They get to talk to me, the managers. They have kids there where you're seeing the kids running around and they get to play together. Now you create a big group unit. So if you can get the family bought in, if you can incentivize somehow to have these kind of trips happening or these kind of dinners or nights or whatever it may be for you that you can figure out, huge, 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 huge. And this is not common today. Like, usually back in the day, the husband worked at the same company for 30 years and they was the same boss forever and they all knew everyone and lived in the same town. Today, people are at different companies every week, every year. Nobody cares about the boss or the company or the brand or nothing like that. And so this is huge. If you can get people that truly care about the company, the brand, who they're working for, you get the wives and kids in it, you have a true bought-in person who never wants to leave, and that's valuable. So when it comes to incentivizing, these are the different things I try to use. Incentivizing, like I said in the beginning, is an art. It's not easy. It's like balancing, okay, how much can I pay out and how do I keep a rep, but how do I not overpay him and pay too much? It is a balance, and it will change. It has to be fluid. We've changed our compensation plan, our incentive structures many, many times. Maybe 6 or 7, maybe once a year we change it. Now, it may be a very small change. We don't do major changes, like very, very small changes, but it does happen. I think in the business today, like, things get more expensive. You have no choice but to change it, but you have to be very, very careful. The compensation plan, the incentive plan is very, very delicate. So change it with caution. Be very cautious about this. Ask people questions. What do they think? What are their opinions before you do anything? Because you could screw up your whole company with a bad incentive structure. So if you got some value out of this video, let me know below, type in the comments. Feel free to click the subscribe button or the follow button or any of those things. You know what I'm saying? It's the first time I've ever said that in a video. Feel free to click below, subscribe, check out the channel, and thank you for watching. We'll see you next video.